Are locations similar with WWE that are etched in immortality, such as Madison Square Garden, WWE headquarters, and several others. However, there are also locations closely associated with WWE that are a little more mysterious, sometimes a little strange as well. With that, take a look at WWE.com examines the 8 most mysterious locations in WWE history. Number 8, the Hardy Compound, Woken Matt Hardy. Sometimes the mysterious can also be wonderful. Yes, only introduced to the WWE this year, the Hardy compound in which Woken Matt Hardy and his clan reside is undoubtedly one of the most mysterious and bizarre locations in WWE history. Whether it be such hotspots as the Lake of Reincarnation or the Land of Obsolete Men, the 2018 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner's massive estate is similarly a living, breathing entity on its own. Adding the human variables shouts out to Senior Benjamin that could pop out of nowhere while visiting the infamous compound, and suddenly you don't just have some mystery on your hands. There's also a shiver down your spine you desperately wish you could delete. Number 7, the bottomless pit, the boogeyman. The boogeyman had plenty of weird features and habits: the strange face paint, the eerie gyrations, the clock smashing. Oh yeah, there was the whole worm eating thing too. But the one thing that has extra perplexed about Boogeyman is his hometown, the bottomless pit. We're not accusing the Boogeyman of being a liar. We just need to know how the hell he got out of there. If the pit was indeed bottomless, the Boogeyman must be a ridiculous good rock climber to escape the never-ending ditch. That alone makes him even scarier than death. Scarier than before, excuse me. Number 6, Death Valley, The Undertaker. We imagine that Death Valley doesn't play host to too many game nights. The iconic hometown of The Undertaker, Death Valley is firmly entrenched in WWE lore. Will it be the backdrop for the Phenom's rise with Paul Bearer, his unforgettable saga with Kane that came to light during the Attitude Era, or similarly the setting for many of the Dead Man's most chilling messages to his opponents? Death Valley is as mysterious as it is ominous, and that's just how The Undertaker likes it. Number 5, the Iron Gates of Fate, the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan. The B-Town accent of Boston tough guy Kevin Sullivan was so apparent that he had little trouble landing the role in Ben Affleck's next movie. But the dependently bizarre Sullivan never let his Massachusetts roots stop him from building himself from Singapore, the Conch Republic, and his most inspired turn to face the Iron Gates of Fate. Unless the Iron Gates of Fate were situated in some uncharted area of Southie, it's hard to believe that Sullivan ever passed through them. Still, with all the leprechauns, man sharks, and unfrozen mummies that surrounded the man in his most maniac WCW days, his hometown was the least bizarre part of his presentation. Alright, so we did 8, 7, 6, 5. Number 4, parts. Parts are known. The Ultimate Warrior is all. It's always assumed that when a superstar was built from parts unknown, its geographical location was simple, as the name suggested, unknown. However, in 1990, WWE Hall of Famer and Parts Unknown's most beloved son, The Ultimate Warrior, changed the game when he delivered one of the most memory celebrities in WWE history. Through his diatribe, Warrior promised to, among other things, win the WWE Championship and take it back to Parts Unknown, leaving the WWE viewers to ask one collective question: is Parts Unknown an actual place? However, unsurprisingly, not much intel was ever earthed on Parts Unknown, which makes it one of the most ultimate mystery locations in WWE history because, well, by its very design, it's unattainable and, unknowable. Number 3, the Nasty Boys, Nastyville. Far from the reaches of anything Puritan and placid, Nastyville was the epitome of all things. Well, nasty. The town claimed plenty of dirty dentists, but 2 unlawful abiding citizens became Nastyville's pride and joy. Brian Knott, Jerry Sachs proudly represented the crumbling community as the Hardy Boys. That's the Nasty Boys, throughout their wrestling career. When they weren't stopping teams like the Hart Foundation and Harlem Heat in the ring, Knobs and Sachs were stopping down Nastyville's most dangerous streets. It's not the kind of place you want to visit, but we love to see the pitch and come and wear a bronze statues dedicated to the team that put Nastyville on the map. Number 2, the Wyatt compound, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's famous word of advice is to run. But just make sure you're not directly challenged, as running toward the Wyatt compound is probably not the wisest of ideas. Since the Wyatt compound is possibly the most chilling location in WWE history, The WWE Universe has witnessed several unforgettable incidents that has taken place on the edge of the world's sacred ground. We will be good to the early days of the Wyatt family's rise, the time the New Day challenged Bray Wyatt and his faithful followers on the compound, where Randy Orton infiltrated the sanctum and burns Wyatt's cabin to extinguish Sister Abigail's spirit forever, or so we thought. The Wyatt compound is as memorable as it's maniacal. And number 1, the penalty box, the Goon. As a pro hockey hooligan, the Goon racked up enough penalty minutes on the ice that it would have made sense for the enforcer to take up permanent residence in the sin bin. So he did. While most Icemen would be a little claustrophobic being stuck there for more than 2 minutes, the Goon was at home in the penalty box. Since his wrestling and hockey gear were one and the same, he didn't need a ton of space, and reimagine rent was cheap and the box barely big enough to stretch out in. Still, we're dying to know where the Goon's pad came in for Dorman. Alright, those are the 8 most mysterious locations in WWE history, and I will see you guys next time.